Hey guys, it's Peri Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic. Hope you can hear me. We had a little technical difficulties. I'm still getting this fixed. But I'm very excited tonight because I'm working with a tarot deck by a really talented artist. She's thank you. Sorry, 1 second. That's okay, just leave it there. Sorry, but just leave it there. Sorry, a little interruption there. So, her name is Emily Carding, and I first saw her, I went to see her in an off-Broadway New York performance, very prestigious, at a really cool theater. And, you know, I was expecting like, oh God, off-Broadway, I grew up watching this, help, because I'm from a theater family. And the show is fantastic. It was a sort of a one-woman interactive show. And usually the words experimental theater to me are like, I have to go now, because I grew up in the 70s watching my various members of my family do. Anyway, but it was terrific, is what I'm trying to say. If you're a casting director and you're looking for somebody who can do anything and is gorgeous and has a fabulous English accent, Emily Carding and I became friends, lucky for me, after the show, because I sort of chased her around. And I found out that we had something else in common, so from theater background, which was that, hold on, what is, sorry, got to go full 80s on you here, there. So the other thing we have in common is that Emily is also she's a very gifted metaphysician, tarot reader, psychic, that kind of thing. And turns out that she has this thing called the Transparent Tarot. Now, this is the second edition. The first edition sold out so fast that I had to wait a month until Emily kindly sent me a new one. It's by Emily Carding, C-A-R-D-I-N-G. Here's why I love it, and here's why I suggest, I'm hoping to be able to ask Emily if I can do private classes on this eventually on you, maybe on this show. But the reason I love this tarot here is because you can see this. It is, oddly, for something called Transparent Tarot, it is in fact, you ready for this? Whoop! It's transparent. Pardon my nails, I've been gardening. Can we see that? I'm putting the card in front of the white cloth. Whoops, sideways, knowing me. Okay, I'm putting the card in front of the white cloth that it comes with, like silk cloth. And each card it corresponds to the regular tarot. Each card is transparent. So if I pick up, for instance, a card that would be in my classic deck, it looks like this when you look at it. The illustrations are gorgeous. This is the Two of Cups. I'm going to put it in front of this so you can see it. I should be doing a little more professionally because today is my 2-year anniversary with Moonstruck TV, and I'm very grateful to Constance and to Dave Solomon for having me. I'm very grateful for my loyal followers and friends and fans out there. And thank you for the gifts you send. I'm wearing the Gabrielle Chanel perfume one of you sent. Very grateful. Thank you. So this gorgeous illustration is of the Two of Cups. In a regular tarot deck, that's the two people holding a golden cup. There we go. All better. It's the two people exchanging golden cups. So if I get this card for you and you're asking about romance, the answer is, oh, heck yes. It's two people more than that who are meeting each other, as you can see here, meeting each other and exchanging at a heart level, real understanding. Now, I picked some cards already for the upcoming week, which one thing you do want to be careful about is putting these down. Hold on, they just slid off. Be right back. Did you miss me? Okay. Anyway, so the next card, I pulled some cards for this week. So I'll show you how this works, which is so fabulous. The card I pulled for the first part of this week is the Knight of Swords. That looks like that. When you hold it up, it's very beautiful. And that's the Knight of Swords has to do with, Page of Swords has to do with messages. It has to do with a transportation. It has to do with things like the post office. But it has to do with this might be a week when all of us are concentrating on, hold on. Guys, I'm going to take a deep breath, take an imaginary Xanax, and keep going. Watch this. Okay. So the Page of Wands it has to do with messages, especially for me anyway. This week will be very much about communication, about a lot of controversy about communication, whether it's post office or, but a lot of controversial communication that will wind up having a healing effect on all of us. The second card I pulled for this week, and this is good if you happen to have a crush on somebody, it's the Two of Cups, which means that not only romantically, if you want to look at it from a romantic point of view, and really who doesn't, romantically this card means that good chance you're going to find your person, or you're going to reconnect with somebody, maybe a boyfriend, girlfriend, or somebody who doesn't define their gender. Romantically, you might be in a rocky relationship that's going to be looking up. You might make a very good friend, but on a larger level, I'm going to show you this card both by itself, like that. On a larger level, it means to me that this week is going to be about opposite sides realizing that they've grown too far apart and trying to find a way, trying to find unity. And since the first card had to do, we're layering the first card and the second card. Can you see that? There, I'm going to lean forward. We're layering the first card and the second card. You can see how they work together beautifully. And this one person seems to have taken a bit of a stand that might look a little aggressive, having to do with communication. But then this week also, on top of that, is people trying to make connections, people trying to really reach out across this divide and find the love and unity that unites us all. I'm going to add the third card I got for the week. I hope I get this right. This should be the World card. Emily, if I get this wrong, forgive me. But again, I'm going to hold it. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm a little, there we go. So as you can see, this has to do with I'm going to get a little hippie-ish here. That if we reach out with kindness and a willingness to understand the other person's pain and point of view, as well as honoring and acknowledging our own, that this week will be about a lot of messages having to do, with whether it's in your personal life and, as I believe, in our political life, that people are going to start reaching towards each other. And as you can see, the amazing thing about this deck, what I love about this deck and why I've been using it with clients exclusively, is that it honors our experience, it honors our past. As you level each card, no matter how many you put on top of each other, they work together in a way that opaque, non-see-through tarot cards don't. What this deck does is, you guys, next week more professional, I promise. Okay, what this deck does is this deck very much puts a larger context on everything. So as I work with clients and I'm layering the cards of the Transparent Tarot, which are very easy to read, what I'm doing is acknowledging the richness and largeness of their past experience. I'm acknowledging the many layers in our lives. Put down a non-see-through tarot card. It's great. I love tarot cards. But it's like, okay, this problem, this challenge, this thing is in this moment. And, that's a wonderful perspective. But this perspective has been helping me work with clients in a way that says, okay, let's look at the big picture here as well as the details, very accurate details that you get from this. And let's reframe this in a way that really works for you and acknowledges your inner wisdom, honors who you are, honors your experience, and lets you learn from it. And let's look at what this deck is very accurate about is future opportunities, very good ones. And let's look at ways that you can make the most of these. So working with an artist, a very talented artist today who has had a lot of opportunities coming her way, we were able to help her not get overwhelmed, but kind of just grab each opportunity as it fell as a blessing from heaven, basically. So that's, as I said, the Transparent Tarot. No, I do not get paid for this. I'm just really excited because I'm using this with all of my clients, and I find it to be, you can get it on Amazon, very easy. Her last name begins with Card, so easy to remember. Emily Carding, Transparent Tarot. Now, I'm very excited to talk to our first caller. Hi, darling. How are you? Thanks for being so patient. Hi, can you hear me? Hi, Selena.
Hello?
I love that. One of my favorite singers,
Hello?
too. Hey, love. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, how can I help you today?
I kind of want to do the medium, but any guidance would be helpful.
Okay, mediumship. I will say first that mediumship is, it is something I do. I like to call in Archangel Michael before I do it, who's a very powerful protective energy. So, this feels to me, there are a couple people coming through. This feels to me like a young man. I'm not fishing here. It's just the first person who showed up. And again, mediumship work. First person who showed up was a young man who says his name is something like Brian. I can't tell how old he is. He looks between, and I'm not fudging there. I'm just saying that he's got a very youthful way of being. He's between maybe 18 and 20. I want to say 27. He's saying 29, but that might mean that he's younger. Does this register with you?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, well, that's how mediumship goes. If there's anybody out there with somebody named Brian who recently passed, get in touch with me. Okay, hold on. Oh, I know what. Do me a favor. I'm going to ask you to tell me both your birthday and your first name.
August 24th. My birthday is August 24th.
Okay, happy birthday.
Thank you. And who else's birthday did you want?
No, I'd like the birthday of the person that you're trying to get in touch with.
It's my mom, Janice, or Helen. She goes by both.
No, this is Janice. I'm very sorry about your mom. I'm very sorry. It feels to me like she passed younger than I would want her to. And I apologize for picking. Sometimes this happens. It's funny, it happens in dreams too. I will get departed people trying to get a message through to somebody through my dreams. So I forgive me for not getting that right.
Okay, I understand.
What?
I understand.
Thank you.
You can't help who comes through when they come.
Okay, this woman, she's got very soft, almost powdery skin, and got very soft skin. She's got a little, almost like a little. She doesn't have a skinny face. She's got like a soft, round face. This is an odd thing to say. Did she wear like face powder? Was she, you know how older ladies, like my mom, like sometimes will still put on a little face powder? I don't know why I'm getting this. What?
Yes.
What?
She did use powder. She did use powder.
Yeah. Okay. And she has, I don't want to say jowls because that doesn't sound right, but her skin is very, very soft and very pretty. But there's a little, there's a little sag here. But she has broad cheekbones, which kind of go up and they kind of counteract that. So it's not exactly
she's
white.
Indian.
Oh, all right, there you go. So, thank you.
Cheekbones.
Yeah, okay. Well, she's got cheekbones that would look good in a Gothic cathedral.
Right.
All right, I think I've got her. Oh dear, I think they're both coming through at the same time, which is a little confusing. Dave,
my mom and my dad, or my mom and Brian.
What? No, Brian is like, sorry, wrong show. What?
No, I mean my mom and my dad.
Your mom is coming through very, very strongly.
Oh.
I'm sorry your dad passed too. That's very sad. I'm very sad for you. Really. I miss mine every day. I know how it is.
6 months apart.
Your mom is coming through with a grandmother. Oh, great.
Yes.
And your father just appeared. Your father, your dad wore clothes well. That's a shallow thing to say. It's the first thing that your dad could really rock it. He had real, he wore clothes well. The first guy I got who showed up was kind of, when they show up, sometimes they'll show up at around age 30. So he's showing me a guy kind of slim. He's got broad shoulders. He might have gained weight later in life, but he's showing me at 30. And he's showing himself dressed up. So did he meet your mom when they were at like a special event? Because he's showing me, or is there a picture in your house? What?
My dad was military.
Oh, well, that's why his posture's so good. Thank you. He wears clothes really well. Okay. Yeah, he's got that kind of
big man.
He's about 6'3" and a half.
Yeah.
But was he? Okay, I guess it's a uniform because I'm getting him he's dressed very sharply. Was he wearing a uniform or something when he first met your mom or when they first started dating? It's very important to him that he presents.
Because he was in the military when they met.
Okay. Well, then maybe, I don't know. I'm going to stick with he wears clothes really well, which for me means that a man's posture is very good. He walks with confidence. That must be the military thing. If it's your mom, the woman with the broad cheekbones and her eyes are fascinating because they're both very smiley and kind, but they also, this is not a woman who these are not eyes you can pull the wool over. This is, she's.
No.
Yeah?
She's very strong.
Yeah. You think? So she's warm, but she's also, you had to earn it.
Yes.
I think what I was going to say earlier, and I stopped myself because it didn't sound very nice, was that she does not suffer fools gladly. That makes sense?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the people she loved.
Oh, yes. They idolized each other.
What?
The two of them idolized each other.
Yes, and the people she loved in her family, I mean, if you cross the line with her, she'd let you know it. But
Yes,
your mom,
did.
yeah, but she was also fiercely loyal. But you had to earn
Yes.
that. If you're not in family, you had to earn it. But she's warm.
Right. But once you're in, you're in.
What?
But once you were in, you were in.
Yeah. Took me a minute. But thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah. For some reason, it was the face powder and her face that got me. And then when her cheekbones appeared, your dad was, interestingly, because he was the disciplinarian, he wasn't. She was. I mean,
Right.
you would think that he would be the one who would sort of lay down the law, right?
Right.
But
no, she did.
No, she did. Yeah. Your dad was kind.
My dad was the kindest man you ever wanted to meet.
Yeah, and he was also, but he wasn't a pushover, but he was kind.
Right.
Okay, something really weird is happening here, and I don't know what it is. Okay, okay, fine. This has happened before, so I'm not that freaked out. I don't know if you heard that sound. Right? That sound you just heard was I have two. I'll take a picture of this later so you know I'm telling you the truth. Did your father have any connection with Germany? Did he fight there, or did he?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Okay, well, you know what? I shouldn't usually stand up. We only have 3 minutes. I have to show you this. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry, Dave, but this is just so amazing that I'm sorry to mess up the shot. Okay, these two things were brought back by my father when he was serving in the military in Germany, and my mom. They're from Bavaria, and they both fell off the wall. That clattering you heard, that clattering you heard was both of those things falling off the wall. As soon as we started talking, yeah. So I think your folks are saying hi, and I think your father especially. He has some decorations. Not here, not in my body. He has some decorations. He did well. I have 90
Yes,
seconds.
he did.
Yeah, he did. He was a decorated. I'm going to say he got to be fairly high up officer, which was not easy to do because he wasn't born. He was born with a lot of natural advantages. You know what I'm saying, right? He did it himself.
Exactly. Back then, they worked for it.
Yeah. And boy, were your parents hard workers.
Yes, they were.
So, this is, I don't know if you can see this. This is a picture of a lion. It's a sleeping lion. It's carved. It's from Germany. Which I'll show you where it says that in the back. But that's happened once before in a show when two very powerful people really wanted to communicate with their loved child. Both showed up at the same time. It creates a lot of energy. My sleeves are all going to hell here. Excuse me. So I think that pretty much saved the show, but I wasn't expecting that. Thank you. Was your father's name? Actually, I feel okay. He had a biblical name. We have 15 seconds. I'm getting like Daniel or Elijah, and it's not either of those. Tell me his first name that I'm going to have to see next week. But
Merritt. Merritt.
Okay, Merritt. All right. Sorry, unusual name. Couldn't get it. Thank you for that. God bless you, and thank you. And
Thank you.
just in case you're wondering, your parents are with you, and they say hi. So next week, thank you guys for being here. Love you all. It'll be a much more professional show next week, but that was pretty exciting. Okay, Peri Lyons live from New York City. Hope you're well.